The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
Brought to you by Flagstaff, a division of Forest River, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
Hi friends, this is Janine Pettit, founder of Girl Camper. I'm checking in with the wingman at the RV Show USA. Hey, Alan asked me to come on and just share some of the fun things that we girl campers do, some tips and tricks for camping, and just some things that we've learned in our travels. Today, I want to talk to you about RV show season. It is upon us, and I've got some tips to make the most of RV shows. So, the first thing on my list is to know ahead of time what type of RV you want. So are you a motorhome person? Are you a travel trailer person? Do you want the big Class A or do you want the little van? Before you can determine that, you're probably best figuring out what kind of camper you are. Are you someone who's going to be out there boondocking, or are you going to be at RV resort parks like Big Chief? Are you a person who's going to be full-timing, or are you going to be a weekend warrior with the occasional weekend or week's vacation thrown in there? Are you going to be off-road, or are you going to be on the highway? So once you determine what your camping style is, it's easier to determine if you want a motorhome or if you want a travel trailer. So when you get to that show and you're a travel trailer person, the thing you have to know ahead of time is know your tow. What is your tow vehicle capable of towing? The RV Safety and Education Foundation, run by Walter Cannon, tells us that over 70% of the RVs on the road are being towed by something too small for what they're towing. And you know what? That not only puts you in danger, it puts other people in danger as well. I like to stick with a ratio of 80-20. So I know what my gross vehicle weight rating is, I know what my unloaded cargo weight is, and I know what my cargo carrying capacity is. So once I load my RV and I get that total number, it cannot exceed what my vehicle is able to tow. So just to recap with that, the cargo carrying capacity, that's what you put in that trailer. It's what your axle is rated to weight, what that axle will carry. And some people don't realize that you have to actually include yourself in there. The RV Safety and Education Foundation rates us at one person 154 pounds. So 3 of you in that, you've got 450 pounds or so right there. Add to that the propane. 2 full propane tanks can weigh a lot. The battery, all the water you're carrying on board, and when you add all of those things up, don't forget to throw in everything that you put in your tow vehicle. That counts too. So when you're going down the road, make sure you're as safe as you can be for yourself and for others. So, number 2 tip, know your tow. Number 3, have a show day game plan. You know, when I get into an RV show and I get my little map there, I'm looking at that map. The minute I walk out on that floor, it's all the bells and whistles. I'm on my way over here, but I can't help it. I've just got to stop at that $500,000 Integra and just take a little look. And the next thing you know, a half an hour has gone by. So if you're at that show to tire kick, that's okay. But if you're there to buy, you need a show day game plan. So call ahead of time, go online, look at who is going to be displaying there. Call that RV dealer. See if they have the model that you're interested in. See if they're going to be showing it there. Also, find out what the price is and see if it's going to be different on show day. You bet it's going to be because they are there to sell. When you're there and you're making your way around the floor, know what dealerships have what you're looking for and go to all of those places first. When you get to a model that you like, it's going to be so confusing when you get home and you start talking about it with your spouse. Oh, I liked this one. I like that one. Did that one have the double sink or the one sink? Was that the one with the half bath with the ceiling fan, or was that the skylight? It is so easy to get all those things confused. So what I always do, when I got to the model I'm looking at, I take a picture of the poster they put on the outside. Now it's going to give you the name of it, the length, the trailer weight. It's going to give you the show price. Every picture after that on my phone is just of that model. I don't add another picture on there until I take a picture of a new tag. That way, when I go home, I can go back and look at those details, because when we're walking through that trailer, we're getting a feel for it. We're seeing how much space it is. We're thinking about the walk-around queen. We're not thinking about the sink. We're not thinking about the shades and the windows. Those are all things we want to look at later when we get home. Another thing on show day, they are not going to put out those flyers. They don't want to give you those flyers unless you're really interested in the model. So you may have to go to the dealer and say, I'd like the floor plan or the flyer for this. Don't take a flyer unless it's something you're really interested in. Then you won't clutter up your bag with all kinds of things that aren't important. Just come home with what you think you might want to look at in detail. Okay, so you've got your show day plan. Number 4 is pricing. Do your homework ahead of time on this. If you know the model that you like, go ahead and call the dealerships around you. I think it's really important to buy at a dealer near you. If you want to have that service, they're going to give you priority, and they want to keep you as a customer for the future. So do a 100-mile radius for your house, find the best price there, and then compare that to show day price. Now remember, on show day, they're there to sell. Everybody who's selling at this season, January to March, has placed their orders for the spring. They placed those last September when they were at the Elkhart show, and those units are about to roll off the assembly line and be delivered, and they need some place to put them. So being at the show is a great place to get a great bargain on a year-end model that you might really want. The last thing I want to talk about is financing. So let's hope that you found the model you like. Everything about it is lovely. They're going to sit you down and they're going to qualify you. A couple of things I want you to keep in mind. You do not have to use the financer that they will choose for you. They're going to take a credit report from you, and that's going to go out to 3 or 4 different people, and you're going to get some options there. But that isn't your only option. Let's just say you work for a company that has a great credit union and you can get a better interest rate there. That's something to think about. Another option is that maybe you have one of those wealthy parents or grandparents who just wants to see your kids out there running in the sunshine and not playing on their phones, and maybe they're willing to finance that for you at no interest. There are people with those kinds of families. So think about what your other options are, and when you're signing on that dotted line, don't get sucked into adding any extras that you don't want. If you don't want an extended warranty or all these extra things on your insurance coverage, don't get them. You're the boss and you're making the decision. The last thing I would tell you is don't over-finance your RV. So they will give you up to 15 years to pay for an RV. You should treat your RV just the way you would buy a car. You want to have that thing paid off in 5 to 6 years where it still has some life left in it. You don't want to be paying for a camper that is 15 years old and isn't worth what you paid for it anymore, and you still owe money on it. So don't get caught up with that lower payment. Get the idea in your head that you want to pay that thing off, have a couple of years to use it with no payments, and have something to turn in that will get you started on your next model up. This is Janine Pettit for the RV Show USA. Check us out at girlcamper.com. Wingman, throwing it back to you.